Where'd you get this?
On the shelf.
If it's in a word or it's in a look, you can't get rid of the Babadook. His name is Mr. Babadook, and this is his book. A rumbling sound, then 3 sharp knocks. Babadook, dook, dook. That's when you'll know he's around.
I remember watching Jennifer Kent's The Babadook for the first time years ago in school, and you probably could have heard a pin drop in that class during this scene. The room was captivated. Some of the students had their eyes glued to the screen, while others were looking away in fear. Kinda like what Amelia does here later in the scene, hiding underneath the blankets, too afraid to look at what is right in front of her. But what really makes this scene so effective? Let's take a look at how the Babadook uses foreshadowing, specifically setup and payoff, to elevate the tension of this scene. Setup and payoff is a technique used in pretty much every story you've ever read or watched, and it simply means when a line of dialogue, an action, a gesture or prop is planted early in the story, only to have its true significance revealed later on. The most important element, the element that sets this particular scene into motion, is the sound outside the door. But we've seen and heard this before. The very first scene has Samuel, Amelia's son, barging into her room, waking her up because he had a nightmare. She reassures him that everything is okay by showing him that there is nothing under the bed and nothing in the closet. We can infer that this kind of thing happens often. On the next night, Amelia is conscious that Samuel might barge in again, but she desperately needs some alone time. As she is pleasuring herself,
It's in my brain! What is it? The Babadook!
Samuel barges in again, depriving her of any sexual gratification. He sleeps in the bed with her, and we get eerie shots of the empty house. Then, if anything, Samuel would be the one making the noise, but he's in the room with her. So what was that? She goes to bed a little startled, and whatever the noise was is never revealed. Because of the lack of good quality sleep and the stress from what she believes to be Samuel's troublemaking, Amelia's cognition and overall sanity begins to decline rapidly. Samuel once again sleeps in his mother's bed in fear, when the same noise again. She pulls the covers over her, and we move on, again never revealing what that noise was. Maybe it's just the house making odd noises, as old homes tend to do. Maybe she's just hearing things as a result of her lack of sleep. Or maybe it was this Babadook. But whatever it was, the fact that it has not only happened once, but now twice, sets an expectation for us, the audience. Whatever that noise was must be revealed for our curiosity and satisfaction. Amelia's sanity declines even further as the film progresses, seeing things like the Babadook's clothes hanging in a police station, a brief glimpse of the Babadook himself in his neighbor's living room, and the book that she tore up earlier, now returned to her doorstep, pieced back together. Amelia and Samuel go to bed again when, unsurprisingly, is the sound real? Will we find out? No way. It's just the dog? Has it really been the dog this entire time? If we viewed this scene on its own, isolated from everything we've seen before, we would think that it's just another cheap false alarm moment that is unfortunately present in a lot of the horror genre. But the tension in this scene remains because we know that it can't be a false alarm, not only because of the expectation created by the 2 previous sounds at the door, but in the realization that the sounds themselves were not the only setup.
His name is Mr. Babadook, and this is his book. A rumbling sound, then 3 sharp knocks.
Outside of this brief shot of the neighbor's room, this is the first time Amelia sees the physical embodiment of the Babadook, and it's in her own room, only a few feet away. But Kent does a fantastic job in building to the climactic moment of the scene, not showing much of the Babadook right away, as he blends into the darkness of the frame. His eerie nature is conveyed initially through sound, then through its bizarre, otherworldly movement. Then, finally, the Babadook enters Amelia's soul, heightening all of her frustrations, her vices, her darkness, setting the stage for the major conflict of the rest of the film.
I said the Babadook.
The Babadook isn't real, Samuel. Nothing is coming in here tonight. Nothing!
Hey there, thank you so much for watching, and if you want to see more videos like this, hit that like and subscribe button. It really helps a lot. Also, go check out the Babadook if you haven't seen it, and if you have, let me know what you think of it down in the comments below. Have a good one.